Hello, everybody, and welcome to Good Life Vibes. I'm Alexandra, and today with us is Anna. We can find her with Amasterra, Facebook, and if you want to contact her, amasterra at goodlifevibes.com is her email, where she can answer to your questions. And you can also comment down below this recording if you have interesting questions concerning the aromatherapy. And welcome, Anna, to Good Life Vibes again.
Hello, it's good to be here again. It's good to see you again.
And last time we spoke some general things about, it was like a sort of warm-up video. But you said something very interesting that we are going to analyze more today, expand this topic today. You said that there are 3 ways that we can get toxins into our body: through breathing, through the skin, or through food, through eating habits. But before we talk about this, I am just curious to tell us in a couple of lines, when did aromatherapy started? What's about it? You know, it's some historical facts or some tips about this.
Well, plants have been around us, and we humans have been using plants for a very, very long time. Old books and old writings mention the use of plant extracts, like many years ago, thousands of years ago. Initially, it was extracts, plant extracts. Mummies, for example, used to be embalmed with plant extracts, different bases, but we're talking about true, real essential oil distillation, probably around the 9th or 10th, 11th century, with Avicenna, who was a physicist and alchemist. That's when he first started producing essential oils. And then modern aromatherapy that we know, let's say, and modern distillation methods and expression and different ways to extract essential oils have appeared as we know them today.
You know what I want to point out something is that when we buy a real, original oil, sometimes it's very expensive. And people might say, okay, for 15 milliliters bottle, why should I pay like €100 or even more? Or products, you are laughing because you know.
Yeah, first of all, it depends on the oil, because there are oils which are really expensive. Yeah, you may pay like a few €100 for like rose oil, for example. A 5 milliliter bottle is €300. But then there are the less expensive oils, like, I don't know, peppermint, which is 20 something euro. The funny thing,
yes, it's about the quantity of plants.
Yes, that's I wanted to say. Yeah, number one, some plants require more quantities of the plant, of the leaves or of the flowers, or I don't know, it depends on the part of the plant that is used. Some plants require a larger quantity of the plant in order for the oil to be extracted, while others do not require such a big quantity. On the other hand, take an oil like peppermint, for example. 1 drop of peppermint equals 27 cups of peppermint tea.
Wow.
And a 15 milliliter bottle contains about 250 drops. So suppose you take 1 drop a day, that will last for 250 days.
Yes.
Now multiply 250 days by 27 cups of tea and see how much that is. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
On the other hand, for example, in order to have a 5 milliliter bottle of rose oil, you need about 10,000 blossoms.
10,000.
10,000 blossoms, okay, which is a lot.
Yes. Huge. Huge. I imagine if
Then
you 1 liter of this.
yes, yeah. Then there are plants which are really difficult to grow, for example, or very delicate flowers. And then, yes, it's really difficult to extract the oil. And that, well, it's also the not the purity, but the therapeutic grade of the plant, how much it can help, depending on that. Yeah, there comes the price.
And I know, for instance, I know the rose that we have, a Damascus rose, that is very precious because there are different kinds of rose. And in general, I saw people using Bulgarian rose. I don't think it's the same with Damascus rose.
No, plants
But I
have
know in Syria, where it is produced,
it might be it
we are getting the connection. We are getting
yeah,
run
the
over now.
connection is unstable. Yes. Well, plant, it might be the same type of plant, but it depends on the place where it is grown, because plants have a different chemotype depending on the place. You might have, I don't know, lavender, for example, maybe sourced in Bulgaria, or it may be sourced in France, or it may be sourced in, I don't know, the US somewhere. And depending on the soil, depending on the climate, depending on the weather conditions, you have a different chemotype and a different
chemotype? What is the chemotype?
The chemotype is a combination of chemical elements, let's say, in the oil. So
okay, the quality of
compounds,
the
oil. The chemical compounds.
Okay.
And depending on the chemical compounds, you have different characteristics of the oil. Okay.
So also I speak about the environment, where the country is, like political environment. Can you go there and harvest or not? There are some rules or not. And just the people have to understand that the price of a good oil can be pretty high for a small quantity. It's don't jump to buy cheap oils. These days I was watching YouTube, and I was searching how can you recognize a fake oil from a good one. Okay, it's very hard to recognize, first of all, but in a video I saw somebody saying if it's too cheap, I mean like very, very cheap, you have to ask yourself why, because it's a high possibility to be diluted, or to be chemical, or the quality of a plant not to be the best one.
Yes.
It's also possible. And I remember another one was like, be careful what kind of bottles you are using, because a cheap one, a fake one, might use plastic. And the plastic, we are going to talk about this. By the way,
yeah, by the way, never put essential oils in plastic bottles or plastic recipients, because the essential oil will destroy the plastic, and will take out certain constituents of the plastic, and then the whole liquid becomes toxic.
Yeah. There are ways of recognizing a fake oil from a real one, by the way, if you're talking.
Well, a very simple one, that's the easiest, and one that we can do, because otherwise you need to be a chemist so that you can understand the formula, let's say, of the oil. Otherwise, just put a few drops of essential oil on some paper. Well, it should go into the air, because they are volatile, and there should be nothing left. Okay, because no stain, yes. If the oil is pure and Pure means that it contains nothing else but the essential oil from the plant. It hasn't been adulterated in any way. There is no, by the way, good oils will be extracted through steam distillation, and then the oil is separated from the water. Water goes out and the oil stays in, or expression or cold pressing, and again, the oil is separated from the water. The third way is to create an absolute, for which, and that's solvent extraction, because the plant is way too delicate. And we're talking here about jasmine and blue lotus. They are used, they are extracted through solvent, by using solvent. Otherwise, it's impossible to extract the oil, but they are special, totally special, okay? So going back to how you can recognize a good oil, when it evaporates, there should be no stain left on the paper.
That's good news, because if you stain your clothes, it means
Yes,
they should evaporate.
yeah. What will stain is the carrier oil. So if you're using a roller like this one, for example, yeah,
Yes.
okay, this is diluted, and then the carrier oil will stain the clothes. But the essential oil, no, never.
Okay, can you tell us some things about how does aromatherapy works? Because you told us last time how the toxins enters the body, how the toxins enter the body through breathing, skin, and eating. And it was, I found it very interesting, this, and I was thinking about, wow, imagine breathing, and you said the candles or these aerosols, like spray, and you spray around the house. You say, oh, it smells so good, but actually you are inhaling a lot of chemicals.
Yes.
And that's something. But how does aromatherapy works on our body?
Well, it's exactly the same three ways. Breathing, so diffusing, yeah, or inhaling from the bottle. The second one is topical application, putting it on your body. And the third one is internal use, orally or internally. And I'm going to explain, yeah? So the easiest way to use oils is a diffuser. You just add some water in the diffuser and you put a few drops of essential oil, depending on how big the room is. Generally, we recommend 1 drop of essential oil per 5 square meters. But then there are some differences as well, depending on the oil, because some oils are stronger and other oils are softer, milder. So it depends on the person, it depends on the oil, okay? So the diffuser starts diffusing, and it takes less than 30 seconds for the smell to get your limbic system, which is directly connected to the smell, okay? And then this is how they access your emotions, because you know the connection, the easiest connection for emotions is through the smell. We associate smell with different emotions.
Exactly.
Yeah, and if something bad, for example, happened to us and we felt the smell of something, I don't know, like a rose, you might associate that with a negative emotion. Yes, okay, so that's the easiest way. And then we have the neurotransmitters, which help create certain reactions in the body, because, well, our brain will produce certain hormones, and then the hormones will support certain reactions. It depends on what we want to achieve: relaxation or action, energy, for example. Okay, yeah. So that's number 1, diffusing it or inhaling it from the bottle. The second one is the topical application, the topical use. Remember that we always dilute essential oils in carrier.
Topical application means to put it on the skin, right?
Put it on the skin, put it on your body, yeah, okay? Rule number 1 is that carrier oil becomes your best friend. Okay. Never, ever use essential oils without a carrier oil for 2 very good reasons. Reason number 1.
never use from a bottle like this directly on the skin. I did it. I did this because I didn't know. So I burned my skin. I burned it. It's still here, burned. I
Well,
burned
it
it.
depends. It depends. It depends. So there are two types of oils. Hot oils, which will, yes, burn your skin, like oregano. Yeah, it will burn your skin. And you want to dilute the oil because if you dilute it, it won't burn. However, it's not less potent. People think that if you apply the oil undiluted, it will be stronger. No, it's not like that. Actually, the carrier oil makes it work even better because when you apply the essential oil on your skin, it will just go into the air just like that, okay? But if it is diluted and if there is some carrier oil, it will press it back into your skin and it will be absorbed more easily and faster. Okay. Then there are oils which are mild, like lavender or frankincense, for example, which can be applied undiluted, neat, we call that neat, on your skin, and it won't harm the skin in any way. But the thing is that it will just go into the air. Yeah. So there are situations in which you can apply it on the skin, like on a very small spot. But what is recommended is that you add, at the end, you add a layer of carrier oil just to make sure that it stays there and doesn't go up into the air. Okay?
Well,
Now, the best places to apply essential oils are the bottoms of your feet.
Okay.
Because you have larger pores there and it will be absorbed faster. Yeah. Then if you have an oil that, well, maybe you don't like the smell of all the oils. But if you put it on the bottom of your feet, you won't feel the smell that much. That goes goes very well with children because children at first are kind of reluctant to using oils because they smell. Their sense of smell is so sharp that they sometimes don't like the smell of the oil. Okay, so but if you put it on the bottom of their feet, they just forget about it. Okay, yeah. So bottoms of the feet, then your back, the spine. That's another very good place because of the nerves and it is absorbed. Yes. Okay. Then it's your wrists behind your ears. Yeah. Maybe your chest, maybe your belly. It depends on what you want to achieve. Because if your knee hurts, of course, you're going to apply it on your knee. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Also, another very important thing is the fact that dilution depends on the age of the person. So young children, very young children, children, adolescents, adults, and then senior people, they have different dilutions because your skin has different levels of sensitivity, let's say, okay? And depending on that, we dilute in different ways. So age, number one. Number two is the oil. Because as I was saying, there are oils which are mild and there are oils which are hot. And depending on that, you will dilute more or less. It also depends on what you want to achieve in terms of something. If it's only for today, you're going to use it right now only once. Or if you want to use it for a longer time, when you will dilute more.
So let's take both cases. Maybe we can. So if I want to use today, right now, today.
Okay. Yes.
We put like a drop and several, or it depends on the oil.
It depends on the oil. It depends on the age. It depends on the reason why.
Yes.
Which means you need to get your books. You need to get your books first of all. Okay. So first of all, you need to get 1 or 2 or 3 books. That's the thing about aromatherapy and oils.
Yes. Or they can write to amasterra at goodlifevibes.com.
Yes. So basically, you need to read, you need to learn. You can ask people. Yes, you can ask me, of course. Yes, I can help you. I can teach you. But the thing is that you should never use them without knowing how to use them. because, well,
Yes.
I always say this, we should be full of respect towards Mother Nature and towards oils, because they can help you in so many ways, but they can also be,
Harming.
well, harmful. Okay, so
Yes.
the first and most important thing is that you should know, and this is something I actually like about the oils, because it gives me power. Knowledge is power. It makes me stronger,
Yeah.
it makes me more powerful. Yeah. Okay, so recap: topical use, best places: bottom of the feet, spine, reflex point. Okay, maybe your chest, maybe your belly. Dilute, dilute, dilute. They say that with the essential oils, less is more. You achieve more by using less, so you don't have to use a lot. Yeah.
But, but I
And
have a question.
yes,
It's
please.
because it's pretty scary. It's pretty scary to say, oh, don't do this because it can harm you. So if I am about zero knowledge about aromatherapy and I got present like a bottle of oils and a career oil, for instance,
Mhm.
if I know nothing, I have no books. Can I dilute like one drop in
Yes,
oil?
obviously. So it's not that it's not that bad. Yeah, you just put some carrier oil in your palm and you add a drop of that essential oil that you have, and you just put it on the bottom of your feet. Harmful doesn't mean that it's going to kill you right away. So
And
you're not
everything
going
that some
to
bottles.
die instantly because of essential oils. No, no. It can be, I don't know, it can be itchy, or it can be, I don't know, you feel that burning sensation on your skin. And if you ever feel that, just go apply some carrier oil. That carrier oil may be olive oil that you use for your salad.
Yes,
Yeah, so
it's not like
it doesn't have to be very sophisticated. Just some carrier oil, yeah, vegetable oil, and just add it to your skin, and the burning sensation goes away in like 1 minute. One day, I
yes,
remember a friend of mine. Well, she used oregano. She put a drop of oregano on her finger, undiluted,
yes.
because she wanted to apply on something for a very specific reason. And then she added some carrier oil, but then she forgot to clean her finger. By the way, if you ever put an undiluted essential oil on your skin, never add water because it will make it worse. Okay. So she forgot to clean the finger. And then at some point, she, well, just did this. Okay.
Oh my God.
Burning sensation in the eye. And then obviously
Mm.
she texted me and she said, well, what do I do? And I just wrote there olive oil, nothing else.
Oh
Okay. Then she applied some olive oil on her eye, this area here, and the sensation just disappeared in like 1 or 2 minutes. So it's
but
not going to kill you. Yes.
it's very good you pointed out. Don't remove the oil with water.
Yes.
It will not
Oil
work.
and water never mix. Yeah, we know that. Yeah. And one very important thing: never put essential oil in your nose, eyes, ears, and
No.
other parts of your body.
Hmm. Very
Okay.
interesting.
Okay.
And can we use them on a daily basis? It's like day
Yes.
after day because
Yes.
it's very important. I know you told me. Uh, for instance, they can be toxic. Some oils for animals,
Yes.
and it's
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, well, with cats, for example, we have a different situation because they lack a certain enzyme. Enzymes help our body process the things that go into our body, okay? And cats lack that certain enzyme that will help process the components of the essential oil, and they just build up. Instead of metabolizing them, instead of taking them out, okay, they just build up. And then in time, but that in time may be years, yeah, where if we're talking about a huge quantity of essential oils. Otherwise, it's okay, but we have to pay attention. We're going to talk about animals and essential oils. Well, in fact, cats and essential oils, because I've got a cat and I kind of specialized in that.
Mhm.
So we're going to talk about this in another episode because it's a longer
Special,
conversation. Yeah, but
especially fooding only for animals. Yes.
Yeah,
about.
going back to your question, it is recommended to have a pause from time to time. Okay, so if you're using essential oils internally or even topically, it's good to switch, to change them. Not
Okay.
because your body gets used to the oil, but because some of them may affect, if you're using them too much. Yes, okay, they may affect your body, and you want to stop from time to time. Okay, so usually it's 21 days, and then 7 days you have a pause. Okay,
Okay.
you just stop. Okay, breathe, let your body realign, let's say. Yeah.
Yes, that's very good information, because in general we tend, humans, not like those who are listening to us, but humans in general, we get obsessed of something. Yes.
Mhm.
And you eat that thing, or you use that thing over and over and over, and you build up, and it's not okay for the body.
Mhm. Mhm.
You make your body lazy. For this reason, it's used, okay, the oil will work for me, let's wait. Or it will be like overdosing,
Yeah.
like we said to the cat. So it's good to have sometimes a break. So what we get from today is that less is more. And
Mhm.
don't forget to dilute the essential oils.
Yes.
And the best way, I mean, what you recommend is start reading, start informing, read from specialized book, because in internet, if you go in internet, everybody has an opinion. Ask a specialist,
Yes.
read, buy some books. Amasterra at goodlifevibes.com. You can write to Anna. You can also comment below the video, and she will see the messages, your messages, and she is answering to your message. So ask, ask, ask. Don't do things just because you hear somewhere and you think it's good, because sometimes it can harm. And I want to reveal from the next episode of our interviews, I am very curious, how is a day with aromatherapy? How we can use aromatherapy on a day span. Let's see, from morning till evening, but this will be in the next episode. And also, I want to reveal, in the next episode, you will have a bonus where we will show you some diffusers, and it will be a recording, but also I will bring my diffusers on the table, and maybe you will have your diffusers to show them.
Yeah.
Because, for instance, when I bought to my parents, when I sent them some lavender, my father told me, "Oh, don't worry, we have a little elephant, that sculpture that has a,
Yeah.
yeah, we can put a candle under, and we put the oil." And I said, it's not going to work
No,
like this.
it's totally different.
And this we are going to talk about it in the next recording. So thank you, Anna, very much for being here on Good
Thank
Life
you.
Vibes.
Thank you
I
very much for
remind
having me.
and I remind you, people, her email address, amasterra@goodlifevibes.com. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and don't be shy. Ask questions. Anna is very pleased and very happy to answer to them. But I suggest you ask questions that might help all the people. And if you want to ask her something private about you, write to her in amasterra at goodlifevibes.com. And thank you, Anna, and see you next time.
Thank you very much. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.